Good morning on this fine Sunday, everybody. Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, back with episode 10 of Tape to Tape. Thank you all for tuning in. If you've been with us since the beginning, appreciate all the time and interaction that we've had on these videos. Some of them are really starting to take off, which is more than we could have ever asked for. If this is your first one, definitely feel free. If you want to see kind of where we started with all of this back in the day, which is really just a couple of weeks ago at this point, definitely go through the playlist and have a quick look there. Otherwise, you can kind of figure out where we are here and kind of how we're proceeding forward. Another tape-to-tape patch just came out, I want to say later yesterday, maybe even first thing this morning, as we had a bit of a download when we booted up this morning. Couple of important notes, I guess, at least for things that we've encountered anyway, so we can kind of go over those just before we dive into this next playthrough here. So goalie passes, they're still working on directing them to the actual intended area. Obviously, we've seen some improvements over those, but they're still working on getting it perfect. So we'll see if that tuning has adjusted any of our play this time here. AI defensive improvements, so there's less clogging in front of the net, which is going to be awesome. We'll see how they've adjusted that, because again, that is something that we've run into, particularly in matches with the Crusaders, where we have a hard time kind of getting around our downed players, or just not really being able to kind of switch players out of the front of the net. So we'll see how the AI has been improved for that. There's also AI improvements on breakaways, so assuming that this doesn't really affect our team so much as it does player-controlled oppositions anyways, maybe they have more accuracy. Not exactly sure what the rework of that looks like or what the improvements actually are. Maybe it's an increase in shot accuracy or shot power, not really sure what that means, but there have been some AI improvements on breakaways, so we'll see what that looks like. There's a big few notes on the golfer AI and just that whole boss fight or boss game in Act 3. So very interesting, because if you've seen in our last episode, we actually made it to the golfers for the first time ever in Tape to Tape. So it's cool to see and understand a little bit of these kind of patch notes that are specifically related to the golfers. So for this game, again, they've reworked the AI. Don't exactly know what that means. There isn't really a whole lot of specifics to that, but they've also added a high flyer relic to the golfers. I don't exactly remember what that one is, if that's the lobbed passes or what that one is, but we'll see what that looks like if we make it there today. They also have the grassy areas on the actual field or the arena or the rink itself are a little less bouncy. So that'll be interesting to see, again, if we make it there. And then they've also added new bench warmers and made them easier to distinguish. So not really sure what that's going to look like. Obviously a random assortment of attributes and a couple different players to kind of get our hands dirty with. Not sure how they're going to actually make them easier to distinguish. Maybe different colored helmets, maybe something special with the jerseys. We'll have to kind of see when we hop in. There's also some changes made to expert mode, but obviously we have not made it there yet, so I didn't really feel like it was all that important to discuss, because we don't really have any experience with that yet, so I'll leave that to the real pros. There's a couple of other notes just at the bottom of that patch, actually, that they were mentioning, things that they have addressed or that they are continuing to work on. So just continuing to fine-tune the AI, both in the offensive and defensive areas. So that'll be interesting to see how that continuously develops. Obviously, with this game being in early access, and the dev team, as I've mentioned before, has been very responsive to feedback. So it's nice to see that they are continuously updating this game and really trying to strike a balance in evening out the difficulties and just having the play be a lot smoother than at times it can be. They're also going through and reworking some of the events and some of the talents. This was not specifying or outlining any actual talents. We don't know which ones that they're actually looking at reworking or which ones kind of might be buffed, nerfed, however that's going to work or look. But something to kind of keep on the radar is that they are looking at events and talents. And then there's apparently going to be more info to come on an actual campaign rework. So I believe I saw something about potentially adding more nodes. I don't know, this shouldn't be a campaign extension yet because the game is just freshly out and there is 3 campaigns or 3 acts in the campaign anyway, so it's likely going to just be possibly more routes or more decisions to make. Not exactly sure how or what that's going to look like, but again, they are in the process of kind of revamping and reworking the campaign. So I thought that was going to be a little quick, interesting note here. So now that we've kind of just chatted and highlighted some of the most important notes or some of the most prevalent notes to at least kind of accentuate our play style here, we can hop into this newest playthrough and see how we fare today. Nice and early on a Sunday morning here. Figured I'd get on and shoot an episode quickly as we've got some things to do around the house today. So if you're able to join relatively quickly here, again, appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't liked or subscribed to Friendly Frenzy Games, give us a quick second and do that, as we've got much more tape-to-tape content coming, as well as we've got a full library of other games that we've already recorded content for, and obviously much more coming. So we're gonna hop in here, hopefully make it to the golfers again today with these AI reworks. Really hoping to be able to get a chance to test those. It'd be really sweet to be able to take them down and actually complete our first full playthrough of standard in tape to tape. If we can complete a standard difficulty playthrough, we're gonna just from here on out continue on the hardest difficulty and see what kind of wrenches that throws at us. But for right now, we're gonna just play with the next game in mind here. We're gonna go ahead and do we double stack Tomahawk or do we go dash? I was really appreciating having the dash ability on our winger the odd time we could get it with random skill last time. I really do like having Tomahawk. We're gonna we'll go dash. We're gonna go dash. I might regret this, but we're gonna go dash. We do not have Clementine as an option for our other superstar, but we can still have our Tomahawk ability in Rory McShaggy. We're going back to the OG. Angus and Rory teaming up again. We can see here that it looks like we've played with all of these bench warmers before. Carlos is the only one with a red stat, and it is his speed. I don't remember if he's a defender or if he's a winger, but very clearly that's something that we're going to have to address in the early going. Everybody else seems relatively balanced, which is nice, but you can see that they are a little easier to distinguish just in that they all have their own separate colored helmet, which is important. I feel like more often than not, a lot of them had black helmets or white helmets, and you didn't know who was who. Okay, so yeah, we can see, so we had mentioned off the hop here that the golfers got the high flyer artifact, and that is the lob passes are 2 times higher, so we'll see what that's going to actually look like, again, if we make it there. That last boss match, or boss game anyways, is a very, very, very fast game, so it's going to be interesting to see what they look and play like with lobbed passes, with their passes being higher, obviously. Again, I don't really know. We know in that last one, again, if we make it there, that the attributes are going to be very important, so as to our talents, but at the same time, the talents that are super helpful are ones that can boost your attributes, but I love right now being able to start getting each of our bench warmers a random shooting talent, so I feel like that's going to be super important. I really like the idea of rubber band and getting some shot accuracy off the hop, but I mean at this point, if we can get our people some extra talents, we're going to go ahead and pick 3 talents up on just a single artifact here. So we're going to start with Companion Puck. And as always, we'll load into Tentacle Valley here. Act 1, we're going to start with our challenge game against the Spartans. I wonder if some of the reworks are going to make it that it doesn't necessarily always start with a challenge game, or maybe make different challenge games or against different teams, because again, the beginning of the acts always start out the same. But we'll see what we get here. I meant to actually double check our team lineup just to see the talents and stuff that we have, but we'll make a note that once we get out of this one here to look at that. So I remember our kind of poorest performing bench warmer with the red stat was Chicos. I think that's Carlo, and he had the yellow helmet, so it looks like he's our defender right now. I'm glad he's not our winger, but again though, with speed, you're still going to want to pump that up on him, even though he's defender. Nice to give us the ability to just kind of skip replays here as opposed to having to double to kind of just rapidly click through. So a little touch there. Pick up some free rubber. Okay, so again, we have puck repellent, repelling the puck. Not sure we really want that. We've really enjoyed using Enraged, but we really made it somewhere last time using Rocket Skates. We're going to get a 50 speed boost. We're going to lose some agility, but again, because we know we want to boost speed for all of our players all around, we're going to go ahead and we have the ability right now to correct that 14 speed already on Chico's here, so we're going to give him Rocket Skates and just pump him up a little bit. So just quickly go in here and see what Companion Puck gave us. So you see that we have X-Ray Shot on Mark Bench, which is going to give him the ability to have shots go through other players, which is awesome. With him being our winger, he's going to be shooting a lot if he's anything like our last winger in our last playthrough. We have our defender with Point Sniper, which is super helpful too, because if she can come in and start clapping bombs from the blue line, we're going to have some additional accuracy there, which is awesome. Gives our defenseman a chance to get up in the play and kind of be a little bit more offensive than would typically be. And then, as we remember here, Carlos Chicos, he has X-Ray Shot as well, so his shots are going to go through other players, and now he has a 50 speed boost, but loses some agility. So this is essentially a 64 speed. I hate that it still shows red, or doesn't kind of show in like brackets almost what kind of bonuses have been applied, but we know that this is essentially 64 speed. He's probably gone to the quickest player on the team now, but it at least gets him out of a red stat, which is awesome. Obviously at the cost of some agility there, but we're not too worried about that at this point, because I honestly still don't know 100% what agility does in this game specifically. So again, we're confronted with the option of picking an event where we can get random talent that's going to help or could potentially hurt, or we can go the safer route and start building up our attributes that we know for sure we're going to need towards the end of this whole kind of playthrough here. We're going to pick the camp. We have the option again to train or rest. Do we want shot power or do we want overall? So shot power is actually pretty consistent, with the exception of our winger having 24 shot power, so that kind of sucks, but everybody else is in the 40-ish range. Obviously Rory's at 57. We don't necessarily need to be slap shotting with everybody. I have a tendency to, but I don't necessarily need to play that way as soon as I can kind of switch my mindset. I think at this point, especially early on, 3 overall to everybody is going to be a little bit more beneficial than the shot power. So we'll go ahead and snag up some 3 overall for them. And we are on to our first elite game against the Top Cheese, just your regular 2-period game here. Hopefully we can mercy them. That'd be pretty sweet. Get this game over and done with relatively quickly here, and just hopefully blow through all of Act 1. That would be super awesome. Not going to do much with that there. Nice little check from Angus. Another good... It was a decent check. Not enough to take him off the puck, but it was enough to be able to kind of get possession there. Ooh. Again, I'm with kind of having to use dash a little bit more. I've become a little bit more comfortable with it, so I'm a little bit more willing to select it, to use it. That was a terrible goalie pass, whatever he was doing there. But dash does give you that little bit of boost, a little bit of space. You can see that players definitely aren't clogging the net as much as they used to. We'll see if that continues, or maybe that was just that play. But again, obviously we know that's something that's been addressed through patch notes. Just not exactly sure how much of it was actually corrected. You can see here that we're seeming to be able to line up checks a little better than usual. We just don't have enough power to really make it a viable option yet, so checking is something that maybe we're feeling today. Obviously we know against the Crusaders it's going to be more of a physical game there. The Golfers, the game happens so fast that it's harder to line up checks, but we'll see how we go. Haven't had the opportunity really to use a Tomahawk yet, so we got to see if we can get Rory involved here. But Angus looks like he wants to play today. He wasn't really all that involved in the game yesterday. Gonna have to actually check into something that one of the viewers had mentioned in comments yesterday, because I did not think that you could reposition your players. I will have to quickly look at that. I'm not sure if that's something that would be something that I would do anyways, or something that's completely necessary, but intrigued at the idea because I didn't realize that that was something you could do, unless I'm just misunderstanding, which is completely possible too. Had a good couple of chances here on the goalie. Obviously, we're not going to go into the second period with a lead, which is kind of a bummer already. Was hoping to be able to mercy these guys pretty quickly. Had 12 shots, nothing to show for it though, but we did control a lot of that play. Hasn't been a bad game. We're getting our chances, so we got to just start burying some of these. Little shot there from Angus. See if we can get Rory in here with the Tomahawk. Crisp pass from the goalie there. Probably should have just shot that as opposed to kind of having our winger do it. Definitely feel like we're getting some good checks though. That was a brutal Tomahawk. Somehow missed. Maybe it did, I don't know. But brutal Tomahawk. Little weak shot from the point there. Went right past our goalie. He didn't see it coming somehow. See if we can get this one back quickly. Don't know why that got passed all the way back. Almost gave that one away too. All of a sudden this game's going to hell in a handbag here. Got the puck back from this guy. Give it up to Angus so he can use his dash. That one almost kind of went in off the goalie's poke check. Another bad Tomahawk. We only got a couple of seconds left to really make this game count and to not get eliminated. We'll see if we can do that here. We might be back to the start of Act 1 again, probably the earliest since we started playing this game. And okay, maybe not. There's still hope for it yet. It was looking pretty bleak for a little while there. Wasn't really sure what was going on because we have gotten our chances. And with the exception of the first couple of seconds of this second period, I didn't feel like we'd been playing that bad. But very clearly, gonna have to, okay. All right, another weak one in on the goalie. Didn't really feel like it was anything all that special. Didn't look like there was a whole lot of power on it. But got past the goalie anyways, and we get a quick one back. Nice little slap shot from Charlotte Chapstick. Gonna skip that replay and just keep trucking through here. Don't need to see it, just gotta keep burying these chances here. And we gotta make sure that our goalie's actually playing the game, because I don't know. He's single-handedly burying us right now. Rory with a nice little backhand. Coming to clutch it back. He's not ready to reset. He believes in this team, like the Toronto Maple Leafs. Believes in the core. Don't know how long you can do that for, but let's keep rolling here. 3-2, 16 seconds left. Gotta clutch our first elite game in Act 1 here. Let's go, Rory. Can't switch to him for some reason. It just keeps wanting me to pick somebody defensive. Really wanted to just Tomahawk somebody big time there. Almost added a little bit of insurance. Not going to need it. That was a very tight game for an elite game, especially against the top cheese. And our first elite game in this playthrough. Kind of scary, but again, I feel confident with our setup so far. I really like companion puck. 24-7 for shots. They scored 2 on 7, so our goalie was kind of off the rails there. This is interesting. We have not used offensive body check. This is the only one of these 3 that we haven't used yet. I don't plan on being down all that much, even though I know it's going to happen. I just don't know. You really kind of have to have everything kind of working in your favor to be knocked down in front of the puck, that this is going to make it super useful. In front of the net, I mean, I don't remember actually what I just said, but I had mentioned in the last playthrough, if we got even Steven pretty early, that is something that I'd be interested in kind of experimenting with again. So here's our opportunity to do it. We're just going to go for broke. We're going to get 30 overall when the game is tied, but we're going to be -10 overall. Now remember, this is just on the single player. It's not on the team, which is super helpful, but 30 overall when the game is tied, -10 otherwise. So if we're winning or if we're losing, this player is going to be at a -10. All other instances, we're going to be at a +30. So I think it's probably best to put on somebody who in theory has the lowest overall, which is probably our other winger here. And I think it's important, as much as a 30 overall would be really helpful on our superstars, either of the McShaggies. We have a bunch of other ways that we can pump them. So if we can put this on a bench warmer, I know before I think I put this on Angus, But realistically, again, I think it would probably be a better benefit and kind of make the team a little bit more even if we can spend some time and focus on bench warmers, especially with super stat boosts, like a 30 overall, and on an offensive player that could potentially be a game changer, a game breaker. So we'll see how it's going to go. Realistically, at a -10 overall, it's going to essentially take him out of the play, which is kind of scary. But we'll have to see how it goes. We're just going to need our superstars to come into the clutch if it's situations where we're losing. So we'll see how this works for us. We'll go ahead, plug it up on Mark Bench there, which is our winger there. So I got that wrong. He actually doesn't have the lowest overall because this should not be inclusive of the 30 bonus yet, because technically we're not in a game, so there isn't a tie or a win-loss situation here. So 42 overall, it's essentially going to put him to a 72, which he's all of a sudden going to be our best player on the ice when we are in a game. Want to be able to kind of continue to build our talents here. Again, we can pick an event, which I'm not really keen on right now. We can go challenge route and pick up another talent here. So we'll go against the Spartans, see if we can get this all-important first goal here. Not really sure who that Robin Hood guy is on Spartans. I don't think I've seen that before. That looks like somebody from like the Golfers. I don't know if that's just available now because we've seen and played the Golfers. It could potentially mean that he's got some sort of special ability. I'm not really sure what that is because I don't think I've ever seen that before on the Spartans. So we'll have to see if that's a factor or just kind of a means to differentiate. But got the puck stripped a couple of times here. Use dash to get this puck back. I usually like using it in offensive situations, but it does again help if it's going to get you possession of the puck. Good little shot from Rory, almost snuck it in the side there. Wish there was a way to boost the goalie, because obviously in games like that he was having a rough one. Nice little shot here, a little tuck in from Angus. That's where we needed him to be. So again, as I'm feeling, he feels like he's much more in the play this time. Again, it's probably just completely circumstantial, but he's been buzzing today. It hasn't been Rory so much, but Angus is in the play, whereas he wasn't really at all last time, so it's nice to see. We can get change up here. I still don't see really how that's all that useful. I'm sure it is in its own way, but not the way that I play, at least right now, because I haven't really had much of a chance to use it. We got it on a fluke last time by, or I think it was Companion Puck that might have given it to one of our players, but we never really got a chance to see what it was all about. I like the idea of Puckless Rocket. Like, we have Angus kind of buzzing already around the net. If we can get him 25 speed without the puck, that might be the way to do it. Redirector, I really like this one too because he's going to park himself in front of the net to redirect shots, so that's super helpful. But I think right now I want to do something that's going to pump our attributes so it's a little clearer. But should Redirector come up a little later, I think that's going to be a really good opportunity for us in the long run, just for another chance to kind of capitalize on some of our slap shots from the point here. So looking at our speed, we have... I want to give this to... I was going to give it to Angus, but because he's already kind of around the net all the time, and we do have the dash ability, I might put this on Rory instead, just to get him involved a little bit more and get him going. He's going to have a lot of speed when he doesn't have the puck. He's going to be up to 81, so this guy should be all over the ice. We'll see if, in theory, that actually works that way. I just want to see here quickly, too. Okay, so you can. I did not realize that you can actually switch your... So if we wanted to make Angus a defenseman, we could make Angus a defenseman. I did not realize that you could switch the positions that your superstars or whoever played. That is very interesting to know, and I want to shout out that viewer. I want to say it was Kooks or somebody, but I've chatted a couple of times with you, Kooks, through the comments, so I appreciate that. That's super beneficial. Now that I know that that's an option, I'm going to have to kind of rethink maybe at the beginning of the next playthrough how we can use that to our advantage or how it might make me play a little differently. Because, again, I didn't realize that that was an option. Still have to see how I would make use of that or kind of if that changes my thinking at all, but very good option because, again, I did not know that it was one. I'm not actually sure what I thought the swap meant, but it's nothing that I was really looking at changing. I just thought your team was your team, and it was what it was, but apparently not. So very good to know. I learn something every time I play this game, and that's what I try and deliver to you guys in this content too. It's just literally us playing through, learning as we go, and kind of chopping it up about it too, having a good time. So always super appreciative of anybody who spends any time with us here. Really have enjoyed communicating with you guys through the comments. Appreciate the likes, the subscribes on these videos on the channel. It's been super helpful, and hope to bring more of this stuff for you guys going forward for sure. Oh, I don't know how I missed that. Got a bunch of cherry pickers here. Adam Gravy, the King Meatball. He loves that. Ooh. Good slap from Angus. You can see that Rory was buzzing up around the net, but he kind of just parked once he got there. That would be a penalty, but it's not going to be. Puck over the glass from the goalie. That was a big one. Nice dash. Ooh, that's really cool. I'm actually starting to like dash a lot more, especially if we have a Tomahawk on the team already in either Rory or Clementine. I'm starting to like the versatility that dash gives, both on offense and defense, because it just gives you a little bit of extra space. Helps you, if you can visualize it a little bit, we get Rory with the deflection here, but if you can visualize what you can do with some space, dash definitely helps make it happen. If we've learned anything in this game, even from early on, speed is super helpful. You need space on the ice to be able to do what you want to do. And especially in that game against the golfers also, the entire game is so fast and you're just trying to keep up. So anything that's going to get you speed is working out very well. Especially when you get some shot power and you get a little bit of accuracy here. You see with dash, Angus is able to turn into his own superstar. Doesn't need the help of his team at all right now. He's just kind of solo efforting this into the offensive zone and just lighting their goalie up. So I believe we got 2 or 3 here. Did a lot of talking that time. I wasn't really paying attention, but we got a 3-0 lead going into the second, which is always kind of nice. Might be able to mercy the Meatballs. Rip on through to the officials relatively soon here. Be super clutch to close out another Act 1 win. We've been able to do that pretty consistently now over the last couple of episodes. Something that was not that easy our first couple of playthroughs. But wow, I cannot control these goalie passes right now. It's a lob pass to Rory. That was huge. They are pretty hard to control and pretty hard to get under. You don't necessarily know where it's gonna land. I mean, you can have an idea, and obviously there's the indicator on the ice, but you don't really know exactly how close it is to dropping. So I feel like I hold the pass button way longer than I should be the majority of the time, which obviously causes it to go up in the air and creates that lobbed pass, but we'll intercept there, takeaway. Rory dodged the check. He had launched a bullet there, but obviously just off the post and out. Tomahawk for your troubles. Thank you very much, goalie. Nice bring Rory here, or Angus here. Nice little shot from Mark Bench, our winger. We're definitely going to need to bump him up, because if he's going to be playing with the big boys, he's got to play like 1-2. Tomahawk. In a group of 3 people, still somehow only took out my own player, which is pretty crappy. But here we go, Angus. Do what you do with the dash. Couldn't get around the goalie enough there. Adam Gravy cherry picking. Gets a little stick in the cheeks there for his troubles. Rory, nice slap. Tomahawk coming in. Here comes Adam Gravy again. Whoa. I'm not sure if Adam Gravy is an option to get as a superstar later in the game or what, but at this point I'd much rather him over that Chloe Crockett or whoever you actually get from this team. That guy is the chief cherry picker. I could not make use of that perk at all, but he seems to be in the perfect position and knows how to play with it every single time we play the Meatballs. He didn't get a goal here, so we'll take that one for sure, but the guy is always where he needs to be and always gets a couple of good looks. 28-6. Okay, so we like all of these. We like. No, we don't. No, we don't. I forgot broken alarm is something cool if you're playing a checking play style, which honestly we aren't. Doubling the time that all players are knocked down to the ice. That's awesome if you have a bunch of abilities or are very check heavy that you're going to be doing a lot of damage to the other team. We've had great success with Corn Dog Stick because all of our bench warmers are getting 20 shot power, so effectively adding 20 attributes to 3 people at one time with this artifact. But the time going faster when we lead is huge. I feel like that single-handedly helped us clutch a couple of the games last time. We're going to take a chance. There's no real benefit, or there's no real kind of detriment to us here if we're losing, or if the other team, I guess obviously if the other team's in the lead, it's the same thing as us losing. But there's no real kind of loss by us not having this. And if we're in the lead, even by 1, time is going to go twice as fast. So I love the idea of being able to pump up some attributes here with Corn Dog Stick. I really hope this is something that we get an opportunity to use again a little later in this playthrough. But for right now, I feel like Whistle of Time is too good to pass up. Might help us be enough to kind of close out some very close games if we can just kind of run out the clock here. Now with this one, we can choose to either go for another talent or we can pick up some attributes. I want to go with attributes and just hope that we're kind of collecting some solid talents throughout the rest of this game here. So we'll go through. It's always hard to pass up accuracy, especially when that's something that tends to lack. We can add 8 accuracy to everybody here. Everybody's got fairly good shot power as well, so I feel like it would make a lot of our shots very, very healthy with a good chance to go in if we give everybody 8 accuracy here. So that'll help our defensemen big time. We'll be close to 40 here, we'll be close to 40 here, and then obviously everybody else will be over 60, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and do 8 accuracy to all players. And for a couple of times in a row now, we're going against the officials. I believe the last time we played them, it was actually pretty close. It took a little while to get through it, so we'll see if we can do this one a little quicker. Maybe last time we played them, we mercied them. I don't remember. I think that was actually the time before, but we'll have to see how this one goes anyways. It's a new game, new playthrough, so we'll see how we go. New team on the ice here. Nice. Hopefully that accuracy is paying dividends anyways. We already know this first goal of the game is coming back, so that's not a problem because it happened so quick, but at least we can get that one out of the way. If we get another quick one, it's going to help time count down much quicker and help us get out of this game and clean it up a lot sooner. Mark Bench is just a one-man crew right now. I don't know where he got that speed, but he stripped the puck. Got a good little opportunity there. Nothing super fancy, but he got a chance out of it anyways. We are putting on a clinic all of a sudden. Our wingers are clicking, building some team chem. Going out for some beers after, probably. We're looking pretty good so far, nice and early. 1-0 lead early in the first period. Again, this is a 3-period boss game to take us to Act 2 if we complete it. Looking pretty good so far. Obviously, a lot can happen, but we're going to start clicking down time at double the speed. So we only have to hang on essentially for half as long as we would have normally. But hopefully we can get some added insurance here. That would be super helpful. Just to maintain this lead. Make sure that that clock keeps ticking time off. Have Rory get into play here. Pass it over to Mark Bench. Ooh, that was too tight of a pass. Pass it right into the legs of the goalie. Nice little shot block there from Angus, even though it was kind of a little unexpected. Rory is still a sniper. Nice to have him back. Missed him last game, even though Clementine was a fine substitute. But it's nice to have the boys reunited here and doing some damage on the ice. Missed that Tomahawk again. Definitely thought that goalie had a clear look at the net, but he missed, so who cares? Rory, come on, you got one more. Wow, okay, so that ref just is very strong. He absorbed the Tomahawk and a nice little elbow deep in the spine. No problem. start the second off here. 2-0 lead, so we have a little bit of insurance. See if they're going to get a goal off the post that they're going to just decide to allow. Or if they're not going to get the opportunity, maybe they won't. We'll have to see. Good check from Rory. Brought his muscles to this party. All he needed was a sandwich on intermission. Here we go. Angus and Shaggy. The boys connecting again. Actually, that was Bench supplying that one, so he's already got, Mark Bench has gotten a goal and 2 helpers. So solid winger option right now so far is Mark Bench. Stoked right now on our idea behind pumping him up as opposed to just going straight for the superstars. I think that's going to make more and more sense, is just building out the rest of the team. Not only for this playthrough, but in other playthroughs going forward, because we're getting all of this rubber and spending it all on Rory's attributes right now. Sorry, Angus's attributes. It's going to make a lot more sense that when we're actually in the playthrough and collecting these talents and attributes to use them on other players. So we'll have to see. The more rubber that we spend on Angus, the less that we actually have to spend on him in the playthrough. And as you can see, all of a sudden, we are putting on a clinic against these officials. Very close right now to mercying these guys for the second time ever. See if we can close it out. It's not really going to matter, but in a game like this where you don't get the mercy rule, super helpful that we have Whistle of Time just to get us out of here a little quicker. Had a chance to end it there, couldn't put the exclamation mark on that one, but another not strong Tomahawk at all. Not feeling super stoked about the Tomahawk this time so far. I like it in the Spartan matches because they seem to be a little weaker. The players, not the Tomahawk. Or the Tomahawk seems to do more damage for some reason. But, yeah. Oh, okay, I forgot. I thought we were in the third period already. We are not. So, we should be able to get one more goal. Either way, though, the time is clicking down twice as fast as it would normally be. So, we will get out of here quicker than normal. And I can pretty confidently say we're going to be making it through to Act 2 again for probably the 3rd or 4th episode here in a row. Good chance for Mark Bench there. Would have gotten him. I don't know if that was the 2nd or 3rd goal. I believe probably 2nd, but a couple of good passing plays here. Getting a little bit of movement side to side. Trying to open up a lane. They definitely, all the players, I feel like they definitely clog the net less. They still stand at the net. They're just bouncing into each other a lot less. There's a nice little short side goal tuck there by the ref. That's fine. We got lots to play with. That just means we're likely not going to mercy these guys, which is completely fine. Doesn't really matter. You don't get anything extra for doing it. It just helps you get out of the game quicker. But realistically, though, it's going to save us a couple of seconds at this point. Oh, wrong button. Did not mean to pass that back out. But, again, not going to make a difference. Doesn't matter if we win 10-1, 2-1. Whoop. I thought I was Angus there and went to dash, and I screwed that up. But doesn't matter. Clutched a 5-1 win. We're going to Act 2 again here in under 40 minutes, which is pretty nice, especially considering we spent the first little bit chatting about patch notes. If you're just tuning in now and you want to know about the most recent patch, skip to the beginning of this video. I'm going to put timestamps as always in the description just for you guys to kind of navigate if there's something specific you're looking for. Otherwise, if you're just here hanging out, super appreciate it. There's a couple of really good artifacts here for our bench warmers, and really what we're looking to do with these artifacts is get the most out of them for as many people as we possibly can. We have the opportunity to add 20 checking to our bench warmers, or we can gain double the attributes from training at campsites. Now this is only going to apply to our bench warmers, and honestly, as good as 20 checking is, we could realistically do so much more damage with gaining double the attributes from training at the campsites. Now that's training. I don't believe that actually includes rest. So it's not going to double our overall. It's not going to make 3-6, but it will double our 8 stat boosts which will obviously make 16 for a specific stat each time we go to these camps. So we're not going to be doing events this time. We're going to go ahead, we'll pick up Rubber Idol, and we'll just have to make sure that we remember not to do overall at these camps, and also just to choose camps every time we can. So hopefully this is a quick way to plug up our overalls and our attributes on all of our guys here. You can see some of them are pretty balanced. We got a 62, a 57, 45 overall. Obviously with the talent, he's going to be a little better than that. Sometimes he'll be closer to 75, or he could be a 35. So being able to build up his base overall is going to be super helpful. Obviously with a 40 and 37, we're looking to kind of even them out a little bit more. We have to remember too that Carlos Chicos has a 50 stat bonus for speed, so he's essentially 67, which would boost his overall up considerably as well. But if we just keep on this camp train, we should be all good here. So we're going to start Act 2, as we usually do, the odd time we get adventurous and go for the event, but we're going to play it a little safer here. Try and get a decent talent for the team. Hopefully at least make it away with something. Let's see how we roll on this one. Tomahawk here, that's nice. It actually downed him. Spring Angus with a dash. Probably should have tried to pull to the other side, but I thought for some reason maybe the goalie would think I was going there, and he didn't. He beat me. Another Tomahawk. That one, oh god. Series of bad plays there. Bad plays. Just a lob pass to Rory. Don't really have an angle to shoot, but oh, my boy Mark Bench almost did. Purple helmet Mark Bench almost got that. I thought I was going to have the option to stop that guy up, but did not line that check right. Mark Bench collection again. Patrice Bergeron comes in and slays it. Nice little slapper from Mark Bench. Exactly where he needed to be. Let's see what we get here for our talent. First one in Act 2. What do we got here? Another 4 rubber. So we're close to 40. That'll get us at least one upgrade when we go back. Hopefully we're able to return with a bunch more pucks than just 40. I have such a hard time saying no to express delivery. I know I'm not doing Ball Chaser. Puckless Rocket could be really, really, really special to have all of our wings just flying out there. Obviously, we already have one Puckless Rocket. We're going to try this. I don't know if I've ever skipped on express delivery, but I want to try and talent stack again, because again, that worked really well for us last time. And we're going to have the option to give 25 speed to one of our players without the puck. Now, really, actually, I think our second slowest person here on the team is Mark Bench, and obviously without rocket skates, he would be our slowest person. He's also our right winger, and we need him up in the play to be able to keep clicking with our superstars here, the McShaggy brothers. So if we can give him 25 speed without the puck, he's going to get to where he needs to be even quicker. He doesn't often skate in with the puck. We don't really use him for zone entry, but he's always around the front of the net. Has a good pass option there. So hopefully that's going to get him to where he needs to be even quicker, and that's going to play out really well to us. So this is perfect. It's perfect reason why we take Rubber Idol here. So we're going to get a chance to have, or we're going to get anyways, a permanent upgrade, 16 accuracy, because it's going to double our 8 when we train. So not when we rest. Rubber Idol is clear in that it's only going to double at campsites when we train. And training, again, obviously we have, it's not always going to be accuracy, but it's always going to be 8. And if it's double there, it's going to give 16. Now, it's not to our superstars, it is to just our bench warmers, but still, though, we're upgrading. We're adding an additional 16 accuracy to each of our 3 bench warmers, which is going to put these guys at insane levels here. We'll be at 54 accuracy, like we will be very high. Mark Bench, he's going to be able to just shoot from the bench at this point. Like, he is going to be a menace. He's going to be better than our superstars, especially with his talents here. So he's 52 overall. Consider even Steven too. He's going to be up to, what is that, an additional 30. He'll be an overall 82 when we're tied. With speed bonus of 25 when he doesn't have the puck, he's going to have 55 speed. He's already at 85 accuracy. His shots go through people, so he can't be blocked. We're in good shape here. Our storybook run could come to an end pretty quickly here, depending on how it goes against the Crusaders. Obviously, we've had pretty good luck against them the last 2 times we've played. We know what we need to do. It's just getting the job done. So let's see if we can do this here. See if we can lay the prince out. Get all over his knights here. Really tried to just get that puck over to Rory, but obviously you can see that I didn't really get the opportunity to do that. Missed that Tomahawk, which is never a good thing, especially in this one, because it doesn't take long for them to spring somebody who's going to be able to do something with the puck. We've got the prince here. I don't feel like he typically passes. He just loads up. So if we can get in the lane and check him, we should be fine. He's pretty slow, which is good. It's just we run into the biggest problem when there's all of our people downed in front of him and we can't actually hit him. That's happened many times. Missed a Tomahawk again. I'm going to have to just put that one down and start throwing shoulders at this point, because that is not getting me anywhere. I cannot aim a Tomahawk right now for the life of me. It's sad that I'm having much better. There goes the prince, though. Now we don't have a stick, which sucks. But, yeah, having a very tough time with Tomahawks right now. Still love them, just having a very tough time. The accuracy there was awesome. Had a good little shot, but again, the armor on the goalie makes it very hard for rebounds because you just get decked. They took their own prince out there. We love that. Almost sprung Mark Bench, but couldn't quite do it. People are just falling by the wayside here. We got Mark Bench. He was super fast without the puck there. Had some good accuracy. There's a good little shot. Rory with a good little shot too. You can see we got a Tomahawk on 2 people, but it didn't seem to do anything to either of them. Good check from Angus to lay the prince out. That was a very good shot. Good save by our goalie, coming in clutch when we need him to. See if we can dash around the prince. See if Angus has something. A little trickle. That was close to the buzzer. I wasn't sure if we were going to get that before the end of the period or not. Very close one. Stoked to get that. Nice little slapper, just trickled in past their goalie there. It's not clean by any means, but again, we're going to take what we can get. Oh! I was very excited because time started speeding up very quickly, but that was just a nice clean shot by the Knights there. Beat our goalie clean. We're going to take this tied up into the second period now, which is fine because it's going to mean that Mark Bench keeps his 30 overall, but time is going to be just standard time. There's no bonus. It's not slower. It's not quicker. It's going to be just standard time here. And Mark Bench has an additional 30 overall. So purple helmet should be buzzing. We'll see how he goes. Nice pass to Rory. And just like that, we're going to have the clock going double time again. But Mark Bench is going to lose that 30 overall and is going to be an additional minus 10 overall. So we went from 52 to, I believe, 42 now. So that's why it's going to be important that we keep boosting his overall throughout this playthrough, because if we can get his base up, he's going to be close to like a 99, and when he does suffer that minus 10 impairment, it's not going to really hurt all that much. So a couple of things to keep on top of in this playthrough. I feel like I always have a strategy for what I want to do based on what we have available to us at the very beginning, and then it changes so often based on obviously what we get and how things are shaping up. You can see obviously with 10 overall, lower, Mark Bench is still a stud, still clicking well with the boys, so he's doing what he needs to do. Okay, we're starting to take these guys to school now. Added insurance, time is still going down very, very quickly, which is going to help us clean up and get out of here, get us ready for the princesses, which is always an interesting one. Say goodbye to the prince. As soon as you can find a way to like level him consistently, this is a lot less hard. The knights are still really good, but the prince is the dagger. So if you can kind of mitigate his threat, you stand so much more of a chance in this one. Oh, clean that one up. I think we might have just mercied the Crusaders. I don't remember what the score is. We did. First time ever we mercied the Crusaders. Last time we played them, it was a lot closer than this one. Mind you, the game was essentially done anyway, so it's not going to get us out of here all that quick, or all that much quicker, but we take it. So this one, I'm not 100% on any of these. I really like the idea of Fury Stick the first time that I saw it, but when I realized that, I mean, throwing your stick when you're shooting, as cool as that is, it clears the lane in front of you, but it also kind of minimizes your chance at getting your own rebounds, which is very, very hard. Body check while carrying the puck. I'm probably going to try this. As much as I like the idea of Slugger, I think I want to try what offensive body check looks like. It might give us a chance to be a little bit more defensive while kind of using or like being in an offensive position, especially if we're going to continue to pump up our attributes. If we can start focusing on checking now, because it's bound to show up at a campsite and we're going to get an additional 16 here, that could be something that's super beneficial. So we'll try offensive body check. This is something that should come in handy if we're able to make it to the golfers, to be a little stiffer on the puck here. So we'll see what that actually looks like. The only thing is, who do we put it on? I think it probably makes the most sense to put it on somebody with the highest checking already. But at the same time, maybe not, because if bench warmers are getting double the stats at these campsites, Mark Bench could easily pick up another 16 checking, and he could be unreal. So we're going to put it on Mark Bench. Poor Angus isn't getting any of the talents this time, but that's kind of by design, because we're going to use him purely just for his stats in the dash. Again, we have our campsite here, just as we were mentioning now. We have the checking option to apply essentially double here, so we're going to get 16 checking to all of our bench warmers. So that's going to raise them considerably. Mark Bench is going to be a total boss. You can see his overall is 55 now, has 49 checking, so that's pretty solid. We're standing, I feel like, in a pretty good position to be able to take down the princesses. We'll see. You never know how these fart clouds are going to play off. Really, really, really random skill. As are many of them. Like grappling hook is very random. I have not seen magnet yet. Obviously disco is its own thing. Yeah, but one thing that we've learned from playing the princesses a couple of times now is I gotta remember to try not to get super close when playing them. Super close to the goalie, I mean, because that fart cloud really does break up any plays in tight, so you don't really get a whole lot of chances for rebounds. We're gonna just try and clap a couple from the blue line, see if we can get a couple to go here. See, we had a nice little chance there. Goalie loves coming out and playing, forcing you to make a pass. It's going to pull us out of position a couple of times. Could probably, so you can see that player has Fury Stick on there, so it's throwing the stick as they shoot, which is awesome because you can clear out a lot of people in front of you. But unless you have an extra stick, it's hard because you lose your only way of getting a rebound unless you have another teammate there who's there to pick it up. Good slap from Rory. This guy's pretty aggressive here today. Good check. Didn't flatten him though. Nice tomahawk. Finally. Mark Bench. Mark Bench. What do you got, Mark Bench? You gotta remember, so he's gonna be playing with an extra 30 overall right now, so he should be a stunner. And I got everybody plugged up along the boards here. Couldn't really do anything with it though. Now we got to get back in front of the net. Ooh, that was a close one. Mark Bench. It's kind of trippy. That red made me think that it was a teammate really quickly. Obviously, that's the Enrage perk. So they're going to have an overall 50 temporarily once they're back up from being knocked down. But you can see it's kind of confusing because it kind of looks like my teammate. Ooh. Come on, Rory. Ooh, that was close. Good tomahawk from them. Prevented a good little chance by Mark Bench there. Again, that guy feels like he's all over the ice now. Felt like for the most part we had more chances than they did. Oh, we did. Apparently they didn't even shoot once. I definitely thought they did. 6 shots to 0, but we weren't able to squeeze any in there. Hopefully get a couple of chances here. Bury one early. It's a little closer of a pass than I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Rory again. Oh, you can see that fart cloud. I don't know if we would have scored that, but it definitely helped them make that save. That one got redirected too. So it's very hard to make plays in front of their net because that fart cloud is so disruptive and has a pretty sizable radius on it also. It's very hard to make plays in front of their net. And just like that, it's going to get going the other way again. I would have been so upset if that one went in. I really wish you could level the goalie. Since there's no rules in this game, really, I really wish you could level the goalie. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to pass it behind the net, but didn't make it. Good shot from Rory again. There's Tomahawk. Rory gets his stick back. Over to Mark Bench. Nice shot. Rory again. There we go. Nice little slapper. Coming in close to the end of this period, which is essentially going to mean the end of the game. 35 seconds. It's going to take a double time now because we have a 1-goal lead. Nice little deflection there. See if we can maintain this. We can. That did not take long. I feel like every time we're scoring, they have an answer very, very quickly right now in this playthrough. I don't know if I'm just getting in my own head and not playing defense or what's going on, but that's rough. Very good chance from Rory there. Nice little quick one up off the bar. Up and over the glass. Here we go. Mark's bench. Has his 30 overall again. Uh-oh. No. Oh, missed the Tomahawk. Okay, so we're going overtime. Princesses are taking us to overtime. I feel like the last time we played them, they took us to overtime too. 12-4 for shots. Obviously a much closer game than I was expecting. We're outshooting them considerably, but goals are obviously very close. Or the same. That went way higher. Bench gets in there, plays Disruptor. Make him skating faster. What is that? No. Just a little chance by Rory there. Oh. I got caught throwing so many checks. I feel like I'm lobbing passes a lot right now, and like that's without the perk and everything. I don't really like doing lob passes. I just like doing like long, powerful passes, as opposed to the bouncing ones. Because again, like I feel like it's not super hard to predict, but at the same time, kind of hard to predict. As weird as that is, they bounce a lot. Come on, Mark Bench. Close one. Got a little too close to the goalie there, though. I don't know if their own stick saved a goal there. Having a tough time getting anything through these guys, though. Their goalie is playing lights out right now. 16-9 for shots. Still really haven't gotten anywhere. Much tougher game than I actually expected it to be. Obviously double OT now. Not liking this one so far. Bad angle shot by Rory. Don't know how that leveled our guy, but that check was not enough to knock them out. Couldn't imagine how bad our checking would be if we didn't just get that additional 16. Because we are not doing any damage to these guys at all. Here we go here, Rory, let's go. No, that fart again, screwed that one up. Crusaders just cannot get past that line of defenders. I don't know what that was. There's a lot of back and forth this game. That's the one thing with the Fire Cloud is, like, again, it's just so disruptive, and you can't really, especially with our whole team having it, it's hard to get in to do anything. Mark Bench, even with his 85 accuracy, couldn't get that one to go. Rory up and over. There we go. Finally, Angus with the dagger. I want to just get out of that game. That was probably the longest game we've ever played. For an elite game anyways. I was pretty deep into double OT there. Okay, so we can go for more accuracy now or more checking. I believe everybody has a lot of accuracy. I believe. So we're gonna go through, just to make us a little tougher to play, we're gonna go Holiest Grenade. I really want accuracy, but I want to be a little tougher to play, so we're gonna go checking. All of our bench warmers are gonna have an additional 20 checking here now. So 77, 66, and 69, plus the additional stats here. Don't remember if we have anything that directly plays to checking. We're gonna go, we have either the event or a challenge game to pick up a talent. Let's go challenge game just so we have some control over what we pick up here. And see what we can get. If anything, we better get something. Cut me a break here. Take away this lane. Mark Bench. Speedy Mark Bench. Good check. Got my boy Mark Bench. Couple of good chances there for Mark Bench and for Rory. On top of a couple of good saves. Angus with a double shoulder check there. Nice little shot by Mark Bench again. Almost had the goalie fooled there. Can't get this. I'm just swarmed right now. Nice little chance again. Mark Bench almost picked that one off. Another good check from Angus. I've yet to really see what that body check does, or when we have the puck. The offensive body check, or whatever that talent is that we picked up. Haven't really seen it used too much yet. Nice little flick up from Bench. Nice little flick of the wrist by Rory McShaggy. Gonna get out of this challenge. See what we can pick up. It's been a slow dredge here through Act 2. I feel like we were pretty well into Act 3 at this point last time. Maybe not, maybe we were just getting in there, but it's definitely been a slower go this time, I feel like. This one here, we can gain agility, which is cool. When knocked out, we'll punch the puck towards the opposing goal. I really like the idea of triple twig. I would give it to Rory because he's the only one with Tomahawk, so that would be super beneficial. But at the same time, I feel like I'm missing it a lot, and I know we're going to get knocked down a lot, especially in that Golvers game. So I'm wondering if it'd be beneficial to have, when our people are knocked down, if it's going to punch towards the opposing goal, especially with how much accuracy we have. I don't know if this is going to apply, but let's just see. So we have accuracy of 72, obviously 85 Mark Bench. I don't know how often he gets knocked down. I feel like they really go after our superstars. So let's give Angus something just to give him a little bit more versatility here. We have one final camp before we get into the Cultists boss game. And again, it's checking. We are going to be a train. So we're going to give another 16 here. Another 16 to all of our players, another 16 checking. So you can see we're into 93, 82, 85. Mark Bench has to be a beast. We have overalls all 60 plus. I don't know if we've ever had our team so stacked through attributes as we do right now. We've had plenty of talents. We'll see if our current setup is going to work against the Cultists. Last time it was a pretty close game. We ended up with the win, though, so we'll see. Because they didn't even demolish us, actually, the first time that we played. And I got to remember that they have Greasy Stick here, too, because every time we're going to do slap shots, we are going to lose our stick. So I got to remember to try and do more wrist shots if that's possible. I have a hard time playing that way. But Mark Bench doesn't. Get a nice quick one. He's going to lose his 30 overall, which sucks. But we are going to have time tick down quicker than it would normally, which is always helpful, especially in these boss games when they get really intense and you're just trying to hold on. You can see that they're trying to summon the ice to freeze us out here, but our guys were pretty quick that we were almost able to make a play happen as they were conjuring that spell. Mark Bench, nice little wrister in there too. Again, it's going to kind of help. I feel like in our one playthrough where we just pumped our 2 superstars, we stood almost no chance because they kept getting frozen out by these guys. We have so many viable threats on this team now that if we lose one, obviously not beneficial, but it's still possible to win. You get a quick little goal here, so it's going to even things up. It's going to put Mark Bench back to an additional 30 overall, but the time is going to reset to just standard time, which is fine. We aren't having a bad game yet. It would have been nicer to be able to get through this game a little quicker, but let's not think too much about that and just how we get the next one here. Nice shot. Oh, I overskated that. Could have had a good chance at a rebound there. What we're really missing right now is, again, just that rebound deflector or whatever. I love that perk or talent where the rebounds boot out to you. We get Mark Bench clutching it. Defenders come back. Oh, that was a very good chance. Very good chance. Split the D somehow, but come on, Rory. Got locked in a slap shot animation there. I don't know if there's a way. I tried to click through it, but it doesn't seem like it can end. I don't really know what makes them put the power on that, but couldn't really get anywhere. Every time I do a face-off now, too, I don't know if it's like one of their abilities or something, but like Angus is like spun around doing some crazy things. Could just be a bug, likely a bug, but it's not game-breaking by any means. You're still able to take the face-off, so I don't imagine it's any big deal, but nice light one from the line there. Carlos Chico's coming in. We'll take that one. Time is back up to counting a little quicker. Oh, it was almost enough to mess their goalie up a little bit there. Get these passes going. Wow, slapped the water bottle off. I thought that was a really good shot. Honestly, I thought that was in. We did a slap shot. We didn't lose the stick there, I don't think. Maybe we did, and Angus just went to get one. I'm not actually sure. But, oh, Angus lost that one, but he was in perfect spot to be able to bury it, so that's super nice, super helpful. A little bit of padding, a little bit of insurance. Keep this time clicking down at double speed. Rory slapped that. I knew what the risk was in losing a stick, but sometimes you just have to slap shot. Carlos Chico's coming in, dirty little wrister off the post. Hit a lot of posts. Got very lucky that we had dash to be able to pick that puck up before they were able to get that back. Obviously, you can see Dord has the rebound perk that just keeps booting their rebounds out to him. 3-2, super appreciative of the insurance goal that we got a little earlier, just to give us some room to play here. Bury this guy on the boards. Nice chance. Gonna go into the third with the lead. Gonna keep clicking time down at double the time. They've actually outshot us. I didn't think they did. Felt like we were shooting pretty decently. We had some good chances. Kind of surprises me the shots are as close as they were, let alone us getting outshot. But again, I'm playing a little differently than I normally would without the opportunity to. I didn't want to do that, but without the opportunity to like kind of slap shot without like a lot of risk. It's kind of changed how I'm playing because I really enjoy slap shotting, but it takes your guys out of the play so quickly if you don't bury it. So it's almost more risk than it's worth. Because we have so much accuracy, we have guys who can wrist it in without really any worry, but I love slap shots because they just generate so many rebound opportunities. Come on, bench. Oh, Angus. I don't even know where he came from. He must have been frozen and then thawed out just in time. You can see we're already starting this play with somebody frozen. That was off the foot of Angus there. Try and control this puck. Mark bench, little flick. Still generated a rebound there. Got buried in the legs though. Used the dash. I missed that check big time. I was pressing. Ooh, another deflection. This game's going crazy. That was on me though. I missed that dash completely, and then I was hitting the wrong button to check. I was hitting X for some reason. Okay, let's see if we can keep the rebound off the stick of Dord. Probably shouldn't have went after that like I did. Okay. We were able to just skate out of that. That ended up a lot closer than I was expecting. It felt pretty good when we went up 2. It was very scary in those dying seconds because they were starting to just pepper us again. 19-15. Take that. First goal of the game worth 2. Again, that's awesome if you can get it. Terrible if it's against you. We're going to go for the perk Tribal Mask. This is a no-brainer. Get 25 overall when you are losing. This is going to apply to the entire team. So if we're ever trailing, which guarantee this is likely to happen in that golfers game, we're going to get, all of our players are going to get an additional 25 overall, which our overalls are sitting right now at very, very high. Especially considering the other talents and stuff that we have that wouldn't actually apply to their current stats. We should have a team of studs. I'm actually pretty stoked. We're a little less talent heavy than we have been, but our team artifacts I feel like have really helped us plug up our team's attributes. We have more green stats than we've ever had. They're on the right players right now, so we can't really complain. We're starting with a challenge game here, and then we'll boot down to the camp. So let's see what we can get as a talent. Second time in Act 3 here. Second time beating the Cup Cultists. See if we can get anything crazy going on in this one. Nice little face-off win. Again, there's still no rhyme or reason I feel like to face-off wins. I'm just kind of clicking A and the ref decides when he wants to drop the puck, but it is what it is. It's not a huge detriment if you lose the face-off. I don't feel like it's not super hard to get the puck back. Obviously, it's a lot easier when you control the play off the start, but I mean, not necessarily a lot easier, I guess, but you would rather start with possession than not. Mark bench, really good chance. Couldn't bury it. Sometimes the goalie's just better. Lobbed pass. I don't feel like I would want lobbed passes to be any higher. Like I said, I don't feel like lobbed passes are something that were a thing, and then all of a sudden this patch, like anytime you hold A, it's a lobbed pass. I just want a nice one on the ice. Just a hard pass on the ice. Got a nice one from Mark bench. I'm really glad that we decided to pump him up because he's been super helpful. Almost more clutch than our superstars. Mind you, our superstars have both been pretty equally involved in the play here. Whereas again, last time I felt like the game was very Clementine heavy, and our other winger actually too. Our bench warmers come in. Our bench warmer wingers come in pretty handy our last 2 playthroughs here. So we have Cherry Picker, which I did not like the last time. I did not like always chasing the puck no matter what either. And charge shot. Hold your slap shot to unleash its full potential. I just don't know what this means, and I don't know I want to take the chance on it, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to screw around with Cherry Picker again either, and I know I don't like Ball Chaser. So, you know what? We'll try Charge Shot. I'm going to put it on the defender just in case. It doesn't really matter. Let's put it on the person who's going to get the additional accuracy from the point, because if we can come in with white helmet, Charlotte Chapstick, and we remember that she has these talents, we can clap bombs from the blue line. Hopefully they're more accurate and just super fast. We'll see what that looks like. We get another 8 accuracy to all players, but it's going to be 16 because of Rubber Idol doubling up on our bench warmers. So we're still going to get the 8 accuracy bonuses to our superstars, but it's going to be 16 for our bench warmers, and boosting accuracy by 16 for these guys is going to be insane. I don't know if things get higher than 85 or if they cap out at 85, so that'll be interesting to see. Actually, it must, because we have checking at 93. So Mark Bench is going to be capped at accuracy. We're going to have very, very good accuracy for our bench warmers here. We're going to have a winger with 100 accuracy, so it's nice to see that 100 is maxed. I thought 99, like most sports games, is the overall kind of highest you can get, but we're looking at 185. Just insane. Plus he has the additional speed and even Steven, which is giving him 30 overall. So we just need to get him a little bit of shot power, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think. So it looks like this one, we're against the Mountaineers again. This is the second time we've played them. We clutched out a little 1-0 win the last time. We'll see if we can make a little bit more headway here and beat them a little bit less tight. But as long as we get the win, it does not matter. The biggest thing with these guys is really just their grappling hook. I don't know if there's like a very good way to beat them or shut them down. It's just there's a lot of madness going on in this game the entire time. They used their hook on us one time, and it helped secure us our goal last time. So if you can learn, if we had possession of Mark Bench there, but if you can learn kind of how to use their grappling hook against them, it can almost be a benefit to you. But otherwise, the game is just pure chaos. There's a lot going on. As you can see, people getting pulled into and out of position. They're able to kind of just take a corner of the ice and they're not going to be able to get to there. They just kind of clamp onto the boards. Wow, their goalie is standing on his head too. We got a lot of really good chances there. Still, amazing rebound opportunities here, but we were not able to get anything, as you can see. I would have been so upset if after that flurry that we were putting on that clinic, and our goalie let one in there. Take away this pass. Ooh. There we go. Wasn't sure if they were going to be able to grappling hook us out of the way and make us lose position before we were able to pass that off to Rory. We saw him kind of perched up there. We knew what we had to do. So we're going to have time ticking down, double time. Obviously, Mark Bench is going to lose his 30 overall, but his permanent stat boosts are getting pretty high that it might not matter so much. But we're winning 1-0, taking this one into the second now. We've got time ticking down double. We had 22 shots just in that period. Just an insane amount of shots, and I felt like the majority of them were very good opportunities. Obviously, their goalie is playing extremely well. Rory got locked in that slap shot animation there, obviously. Again, I'm not sure if I'm missing something to kind of cancel that or click out of it, but it's not just by hitting. Ooh, that's actually really good to know, too. So if you saw that, they grapple hooked us, but because our checking was so high on Angus, it basically ran 2 of them over. So that's not even necessarily a bad thing to have them hook us. It's just going to pull us out of position, but it might, if they can't actually take position or possession of the puck, it might not matter so much. I really wish I knew whether or not our checking strength, if it affected the strength of the Tomahawk as well. That's something that I have not been able to confirm. I feel like in my head it's better, but again, that's in my head. Very close to losing it on that shot. Obviously, we did not have the second period as well as we did not play as well in the second period as well as we did in the first. You know what I'm trying to say. I didn't say any of that right, but you know what I'm trying to say. We still got 8 shots that one. So 30-13, clutched out a 1-0 win here. We don't care so much about after winning a game because really there's only probably 2 more games to play. I don't want Ball Chaser, so we have the opportunity here for Redirector. Let's put it on McShaggy. We basically already have him redirecting when he's knocked down, but let's get him redirecting when he's up too. He is just going to be our Redirector parked in front of the net. We're going to go back to our camps here because we have those stat bonuses. The last thing we probably need at this point is checking. Shot power would have been nice, but we are going to have just a wrecking crew. We're going to get 8 checking on Angus. We're going to get another 8 on Rory, and then these guys are going to be pumped up that everybody's going to be hitting 100, which is absolutely insane. Let's see what this looks like. Amazing. Our minimum overall, or our lowest overall, sorry, is Angus at 68, so he's all of a sudden the worst player on the ice, but he's really not. Having dash and having the accuracy that he has is going to be super helpful, as well as the shot power. And he comes in clutch with just game-breaking goals. But having our bench warmers as high as they are, checking, okay, so there isn't a cap. We have checking at 109. I definitely thought there was a stat cap, but there's not, so that's interesting to see. Accuracy at 100, checking at 101. Okay, so this is going to be interesting to see how this goes. We should do a lot of damage. We should be almost untouchable. I don't know, again, like with checking, if it works the inverse too, like if it's like an overall almost toughness, if it makes us harder to fall down, if it makes us harder to check, or if it just helps us do more damage when we do check. Either way though, the highest checking that we have ever had, our highest overalls that we have ever had, which against the golfers, we know they get stronger each period, so it's going to be important that we stay strong as well. We have our talents that are going to help us through, but really we need our, we're going to need our attributes here. We had a very close call against that goalie there. I don't know what happened. It was a very close call against that goalie. See, they had our entire team dancing there. Almost got a really good chance at a rebound. Bad angle shot there from Angus, but I wanted to try and get something. We're plugging the net here. I got to remember to just shoot and stop passing to Angus when he's in front of the net because he's set up to deflect now. So we need deflections from him more than anything. He's going to be in front of the net. Let him play that role. Come here, Rory. Nice flick. I wasn't going to shoot. I just tried to get something before he got taken down. I got plugged up by 2 people there. Just a little flick of the wrist, but it was enough to skate by there. We're going to start clicking time down. That disco ball took their entire team out and our team. So we were basically able to play 2-on-1 for a little bit there. Couldn't get anything on the goalie, obviously. Our Tomahawk did no damage to this disco stew. He is padded to the 9s apparently. Crappy little goal just before the end of the period. We could not hold on to that one. That one just squeaked through. We're going to have Mark Bench, whatever his name is, pumped up again, back to his additional 30 overall. 15-5 for shots. Our goalie really needs to start clutching some of these saves for us here. Help us get this win. Oh. Go on, Mark Bench. Okay, that lob pass was sweet. That's awesome. Nice couple of little redirect there from Angus. Got this guy stuck in my goalie. I don't know how I have. Okay. It's weird that it shows red sometimes when the puck's down in their end, because it makes me think that I have a player down there, but I don't. Very disorienting. Did not want to knock the ref down. Just gonna keep playing this one out. Give it to Rory. Hopefully he can clip it. Oh, he got a little too tight. Again, the Tomahawk does nothing. Angus, let's go, buddy. Let's go. Nice slash shot from Angus. Nice every once in a while when he gets a chance to shoot. Obviously that accuracy is super helpful right now. Big shot in the game. We got 30 seconds left of this period. See if we can close it out. Gonna click down double time again here. Really liking that whistle perk. Help us get out of these games and give us a little bit of a chance here. There we go. So we beat the Disco team for a second time in a row too. So the first 2 times we played both of these teams in Act 3. Mountaineer and Disco, we've beat them both times. Super nice. Get an additional 10 rubber here. We're going to be going back with at least 97, which is going to be super helpful for another few attribute upgrades. 22 to 8 for shots here. None of these are really going to help, if I'm being completely honest. I think, if anything, with this one, we don't need checking right now. I think, obviously, re-rolling, we're getting too close to the end that re-rolling power-up selection isn't going to matter. Referee rumble, just because we know that last match is so insane. There's so much happening, and people are down all the time. We might try this one for the first time. We're going to get an additional 20 overall. All of our players are going to get an additional 20 overall with the referee down. I'm going to take the chance that he's getting some friendly fire. Hopefully, if it's not happening, we can make it happen. We have one more camp here before the final boss match. Let's see what we get. Speed, can't really ask for anything more. We do have some people who are still relatively slow. We're going to get 16 overall speed for each of our bench warmers, which is huge. And then we're going to get 8 for our superstars as well. Very good way to have everybody bumped up. Let's check what our final lineup looks like here. 77, 75, 70, 73, and 73. Plus we have an additional 50 speed on Carlos here. We have accuracy from the point here for Charlotte. We have a bunch of different stats on Mark Bench with puck speed and overall 30 and all those other multipliers. So a bunch of additional stats. This is easily the best that we've ever looked, at least on paper. The talents say a little differently. We'll have to kind of see how all of those play out. Obviously, none of our other players have abilities. They all have talents and stuff, but they don't have abilities. So we'll see if that's going to kind of be a little hindrance, but we are definitely the most well-rounded, at least in terms of attributes, which was really kind of our goal from the outset of this playthrough, is really to be able to kind of play the golfers a little differently here, and be able to kind of beat them on paper as opposed to relying on our talents or our abilities, I guess. I keep kind of interchanging them because there's abilities, there's talents, and there's artifacts, so there's a lot going on in this game, a lot that you can change, there's a lot to keep track of, but we'll see. It'd be super awesome to clutch this win out. If you remember, they have higher lob passes now with the high flyer relic. We'll have to see what that looks like. The fairway, so the green is supposed to be a little less bouncy. We'll see if this game is as intense as we remember it being last time. They ended up drowning us by the end of the third period last time, so we'll see what this looks like. Very disorienting though, playing on a different rink. It's awesome, it looks very cool, but it's disorienting at the same time. You get so used to playing on like the same rink for an hour and a half, and then it switches up, and you wouldn't think that something like that makes all that much of a difference, but it's a little weird on the eyes. Mark Bench, let's go. So I don't know with us, what this green stuff is on us. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that's that stinky perk or the puck repellent or what that is. We got a flying check there. They killed us. You can see these guys are aggressive. We're going to spend a lot of time down and out in this one. We have time going twice as fast, which is super helpful. Mark Bench, though, is at a -10 overall. You can see, even with that speed boost, we're still having issues trying to catch up to these guys. I want to be, wow, I don't know why that parked there. I don't want to be kind of overzealous on trying to overplay this puck. I want to be kind of more defensive, but I don't want to be too defensive. I just don't want to give up or like make really bad passes. I feel like they have that rebound perk, so we have to be mindful of that and just try and stay in front of the net to give them no chance to get rebounds here. We also have to, I feel like we stay knocked down longer in this too. I don't know if it's actually true, but it feels like we're knocked down for quite a while. I don't even see the ref because this game is happening so fast. They're going to grow. They're going to get stronger in this next period, so that's scary. Shots were 7-7. I don't even remember shooting this. That whole first period was just such a blur because they are so fast and so much is happening. That hurt. They wiped our entire team. They earned that. That was insane. Insane. I couldn't get out of my own way in that whole thing there. Okay, so that's what the green stuff is. That's when the ref is knocked down, so we know what that means now. That's when we're getting the additional 20 overall. I don't feel like we're really any faster. Obviously, we should be, but I don't feel like we're any faster with that. I just feel very slow. I feel very slow against these guys. Oh, thought I had the puck. I went to dash. Did not have the puck. I just don't feel like we can get anything set up on these guys at all. They're just very, very, very fast. Got very lucky with the opportunity to take that puck away there. Finally got a shot on net. Tomahawk really hasn't made much of a difference there. Got lucky with that guy laying down, or getting knocked down anyways, that we were able to take their rebound chance away. But there is so much happening in this game. Angus, nice slap. Gotta get him back involved with the dash. Tomahawk is virtually impossible to hit with this in this match right now. They are so strong. So I don't think that by having checking it makes you tougher to check, because they are obliterating us. We got really lucky there with Rory and a tight angle shot. If we're lucky enough, we'll carry this lead into the third period. We know they're going to get stronger one more time, which is very scary because they came out and annihilated us off the hop in this second. We got to just keep controlling the play, which, I mean, we're not controlling the play at all, but we have to try. But I just feel like we are very, very, very slow and just chasing the entire time. Haven't had much chance to use either of our abilities again because the game is so fast. They are so fast. They're hard to line up a Tomahawk. I don't really feel like I'm getting a chance to see or even use Angus all that much to be able to use his dash to get in the way of them. Checking hasn't seemed to make much of a difference because they're so hard to keep up to. We really just need speed, and I'm having a hard time connecting on my passes too, which has not helped. Again, they have a breakaway here, which they kind of fanned on that. Oh, that would have been nice if we could have got that rebound. They deserve, just based on those last couple of plays, to at least be tied with us here. Angus, thank you, my brother. Good shot. Nice little ripper up over the goals. Blocker, I believe. I don't even know. Again, the game is just happening so fast. So fast that they weren't able to connect on that rebound. You can see as soon as they shoot, the puck gets very sticky in and around our goalie. So they have plenty of opportunity because they have so many people at the net all the time. They have plenty of opportunity to just bring those rebounds in. Good shot. We got a goal! I didn't even see that one happen. Mark Bench got stuck on the post and was able to sneak it by their goalie here. We're going to look at this one just because I'm feeling really good about how bad that was, but looks like they almost passed it. They went to pass to them, and we cut it off. I don't know what happened, but 4-1 over the Golfers in the third period. Not sure if they're going to have anything extra or if this is what it is, but we've got to just try and close this one out here. I want to clear it, but I want to keep possession. I'm not sure what makes the most sense. Tried to use a dash on Angus just so I could skate around a little longer. Pivotal check there. We got him. So I don't know now if we've won the game or what's going to... So it looks like we won. Did we win? A 4-1 win over the Golfers. That's amazing. 25 rubber. Huge win. 20 to 25, so it was very close. Unlock the Dragon Shout skill. Have no idea what this does. So knock everyone down around you. Or knock everyone around you. That's super cool. Not sure what that looks like. Conquer Greens. So I believe now we have actually just completed our entire from start to finish playthrough of tape to tape on standard difficulty. This wasn't casual, but this was not the most difficult either. I am honestly in shock. I am in shock. I felt very good about the team on paper, but there was a couple of very close calls, even against some easier teams that we haven't really struggled with beating in the past. I did not think on the second time that we were actually going to make it through and beat the golfers, especially like fairly convincingly. Don't get me wrong, I mean, the way that we were playing at times, I definitely feel like they deserve the win, but to come out with a 3-1 or 4-1 lead or 4-1 win over the golfers was something I am honestly still in shock about, but super stoked to have been able to have completed our first entire run through of Act 1 in tape to tape on standard difficulty. I had mentioned in our episode yesterday that if we beat the golfers, we were going to come back with an episode and start playing through expert difficulty. So that's what's going to be on tap moving forward now, is we're going to play strictly in expert mode. If you want to see me rage a little bit, chances are it's going to happen in that one. We'll see what that looks like. Again, I know I had mentioned a couple of times through this episode, but if you guys have been kind of with us through this tape-to-tape journey, super appreciate you still being here and following along. If this is the first video that's introduced us to you, definitely appreciate your time coming and hanging out for a little bit. Hopefully this has been even remotely interesting to you at all. If it has, definitely drop us a like, drop a comment, let us know what you liked. If you have this game, what's been working for you, what you like, what you don't like. We love chatting about this game with our viewers, especially because it's something that we can all relate to. And then also just subscribe to Friendly Frenzy Games, the channel. Got a lot of different gaming content on there already. Obviously lots of tape to tape, still very much more to come, as well as we've got a lot of other games on tap. Probably our most notable one will be Diablo 4 at the beginning of June. So if you guys are into games like that, we've got a bunch of that coming as well. But again, we're just a bunch of, I say a bunch, we're a brother duo who just loves playing games and loves being able to kind of share our experiences with each other and with you guys, and to be able to communicate and just kind of share that with you guys has been super special over this last month or so since we kind of got started. So your support really does mean a lot and does really go a long way for the two of us. Really appreciate you guys again hanging out with us. So again, Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, signing off for this beautiful Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and we will see you back here with our first go through on Expert tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.